All right, here at No Reserve, we have our beautiful all original paint, 1996 Ford F-250. It's the extended cab short bed with a 6.5 foot bed, 4x4, 460, overdrive automatic, XLT, so it's got all power options. I mean, just beautiful two-owner truck, always in Washington State, not a speck of rust, surface rust, anything like that. But it's amazing, this is the original paint. This truck, we've had a ton of 92 and 97 Fords, and this one I've actually had for about 2 months, and I drove it for a month just because I love, one of my favorite trucks is the extended cab shorties and the crew cab shorties, but all black ones are so hard to find, and this truck has probably gotten more compliments because, you know, it does have its little stone chips and stuff like that on there, and, you know, stuff when you get real close entry from being a 22-year-old black truck. But it is amazing to see a truck that's 22 years old and looks this good. The paint is very deep, it's super reflective. I'll stand next to it here. You can read my shirt really good. You can read the I'll get away from the sun glare, but you can read the text real good. It's nice and clear, and you can see I'm a couple feet away, so I'm not right up in it, so it has great reflection. You know, no accidents. So I'll go ahead and, you know, it's always been a garage truck, and you can always tell that by the, you know, the door sweeps, the door felts are in nice shape, no cracking. But also the headlights. They're smooth to the touch, they're very clear. All the colored lenses are clear, no condensation. And then also in here, it's got minimal fading in here. All these fade out, but the ones that don't get garage, the headlights look bad, the trim, all this looks bad here. So this is a very well kept truck. You know, if you get real close, it's hard to show all these little minor, normal, typical wear and tear, where there's, you know, like, looks like maybe there was tree sap in the paint at one point and someone cleaned it up. But you will find small little chips here and there that, you know, for being 22 years old. But I'm an original paint guy. I don't care if it's from the 50s or if it's a 2010. And it's, you know, I don't care if it's got some little scratches and wear and tear. If it's original paint, it's just a truck I love and a car I love. So, you know, I see this stuff, and, you know, it doesn't bother me because it's impressive for a truck to make it this long. You know, you got your little stone chips, and this is as I'll describe through the video, I mean, they're really tiny, and those are going to be the majority of your wear. There's no dents, no big scratches, but it's got the factory fiberglass running boards that, I mean, these by themselves, if you take them off, will fetch a pretty penny. You know, it's got the rust-free hoops underneath that'll usually fetch about 400 bucks. But they're just a great running board. Nothing was ever made aftermarket that looks this good. Forms to the body perfect, and it just kind of gives perfect little look. But you'll see little, you know, when you wax it up, you'll get little dried wax in there, and it'll stick out a little bit more because it's black. But you could go through and get some of the black wax a lot of companies make, and it'll fill in those areas. But it's not something we want to do, because after you wash it about 4 or 5 times, those kind of work, that wax works its way out, and didn't want to have some surprises when people get it home. Little door edge chips, little chipping there, but the running boards have really protected this thing. Little chips, just little chip there. But in the description, I'll kind of point you to the video, because, you know, it's kind of hard to go through and point all these out, and you probably will find some little ones that I didn't find. A lot of this stuff is just dust in the paint. You'll see it's not actually in the paint, but it's black. And so, you know, Washington, we have lots of trees, and coming to the end of August, they're starting to drop a little bit of leaves here and there that cause some dust. So this is just a beautiful paint. I mean, you can see behind here is really clean. Still got the decal. Really clean. Got a couple area chips there. Gonna have some chips there. And I guess that's pretty common on the driver's side. The little chip there, because you got the gas doors, and if a guy is tending to load stuff in, he'll load it in from the driver's side as he's taking off. Had a canopy on it almost its entire life. Was a little bit of a grandpa looking canopy, so we got rid of it. But I do have a little bit of wear here from something being in there. But the inside of the bed is in phenomenal condition. Like I said, we had the canopy, but we put that on the free list for Craigslist, and someone came and snagged it. It also had a rubber mat that said Ford on it, but it was old. you know, is no longer black. So those things are pretty cheap on eBay, Amazon, or your local parts house like Napa, O'Reilly, stuff like that. But it's just amazing to see. I mean, this is what's nice about low mile, you know, well taken care of trucks, is this is not all oxidized. Still got that bright, shiny look to it. I mean, you look at the cable ties, really nice shape. I mean, no rust. You look at the bolts, the bed bolts, you know, they've been protected. They're nice and shiny still. Got that anodized look. It's got bed caps to protect the bed rails. You know, top of the bed tailgate has very minimal wear. If there's gonna be any damage on a truck, it's always the back bumper or the tailgate. And this, you know, was never used as a truck. It was just kind of used as transportation and, you know, an automobile. A little ding there. It's the only ding you'll find in the body. It's got a little chip. The paint is not worn, but you could see a little bit where the tailgate flapper sat. So you could get a matching cover here that would cover up some of this stuff. You know, I think they're about 40 bucks or less on eBay. Little chip there. But, you know, when you stand that, like, you know, I'm standing here about 10 inches away and you can't see it. Little crack in the plastics, probably just a little stress crack over time. But this is what's awesome. Look at this, is just incredible. The silver around the light all along here. This is usually all banged up, you know, you got your little marks there. But usually this silver is just flaked off. But you can see the reflection of that chrome is just unreal. It's got a little ding right there, but the bumpers are not turned up. Nice even gaps. Nice bumper pad, original license plate screws, little stuff like that. Like, a lot of people don't think it's a big deal, but me, I see it. That's awesome. So coming around the passenger side here, you got a little chip, a couple little guys. This one was touched up, so it had a little scuff there. See if you can see that was touched up there, and you have a couple of stone chips in the bottom here. Larger chip right there. Another area looks like it got scratched and someone touched it up. Couple of chips there, a couple of door edge chips, and you get a little bit of marks around here, and then you get those little kind of surface scratches from people putting their nails in. A couple of chips again, but door felts look killer. You know, both mirrors, you know, have a little surface rust. These are cheap mirrors from new, and they're still cheap today. You can get a brand new set for about 40 bucks to the door. All the rubbers are in nice shape. I mean, all this, nice reflection. Get a little imperfection, a little chip there. A little scratch there. Looks like maybe somebody dropped something and it kind of skipped its way down and scratched. But other than that, I mean, it's just beautiful. You know, you have your little chips down here is what I was talking about. But original polished aluminum Alcoa wheels, BFG tires with lots of tread. Some of the wheels do have a little delaminating in the clear coat. Again, it's kind of typical of this age. So you could strip them, and then you got just straight polished aluminum wheel, or you could just kind of leave them. You could also powder coat them black, but I love the polished aluminum wheel, so I hate to see that. So that it's got the CD player that I was talking about. Look how nice the buttons are on this thing. None of them are wore off. It's got the black plastic XLT trim that looks awesome instead of the silver. Looks awesome with this black and gray combination. The silver grates on both the doors. This is real typical. You get like kind of a surface rusty look in there. They didn't do a very good job of coating those. But a little crack here. And if you wanted to chase one of these pieces down on eBay or something, you can replace just this part pretty easily. You know, no door hinge issues. But this, again, this is what I was talking about, the latch, how shiny it is and stuff. You go look at most 22-year-old trucks, and they're not all clean and shiny like that. You know, it shows that it was garaged and well cared for. I mean, the entry's got hardly any little chips. It's a really nice shape. Non-smoker, no pets, no odors. Only flaws on the interior is it looks like they had something installed right there. Don't know what it could be, but it's got your original books, original manuals. This is out for you, so you got this. Still got the original decal. It's got the manual even for the trailer brake controller. Just a lot of cool stuff. It's got the fold down center console with the cup holders. This piece is often missing. Beautiful slide still. Really nice carpets. I mean, you will get a little darker entry area, but there's a little bit of, so these fold up, but people tend not to do that, and then they put stuff on here and it leaves little impressions in the material. Or if they fold it up and the seat belts are sitting out here, it'll leave little impressions in the material that eventually will go away as it gets used. But the owner before obviously had something sitting back there, but there's no holes, no cuts, no slices. Headliner's in perfect shape, no sagging, no holes, no marks or smoking. Driver side or passenger side seat is perfect. There's no flattening, no wear. Even got your little coin deal. Just stuff like that is cool to see. After 22 years, most of the time those things kind of just grow legs and